Strange Magic, written by Suzana Thompson, narrated by Sarah Sampino. Chapter 20. I was at work the day after Anna's visit when I heard her talking to Duncan. Luckily, I was on my break when it happened. Duncan and I always try to take our breaks together now. I was on my way to meet him when I heard Anna's voice in my head. I sat down on a bench beside the fountain and listened. "We need to talk." "I already told you that I don't have your crystal," Duncan said. "I know," Anna replied calmly. "Suzannah does." "Why would you think that?" "She showed it to me last night," Anna answered in the same even and reasonable tone. "She what?" Duncan asked. "That's why we're speaking this way. I knew you'd freak out." Duncan was still denying everything. "You're making this up. You're trying to trick me, and I'm not falling for it." "Duncan, please give me some credit. All I had to do was listen to Caitlin's thoughts to find out Suzannah has my crystal. That's not the only secret you've been keeping from me. You never told me how powerful Suzannah is. When I tried to take the crystal from her, she pushed me back with her mind." "So you came to make a deal?" "No," Anna said. "I came to convince you to come back to California with me." He was incredulous. "After what you did to me, you expect me to get back together with you?" "Nothing that I did was permanent. You still have your abilities, and they'll be back at full strength soon. In fact, you can become even more powerful." "Like you? By stealing from other people?" "Only the one," Anna said. "Suzannah is more powerful than anyone I've ever met. She had her back turned and still sensed what was coming at her. She stopped it in mid-air before she even turned around. You can have her power for yourself, and she'll still have hers. Just use the crystal." "If you think that I would do that to Suzannah, then you don't know me at all." "What's the big deal? I don't understand why you're making it out to be some horrible thing. Just think of it, Duncan. We won't have to follow any rules anymore. We can do whatever we want. You were happy with me once, and it can be that way again."
"You stole my power and cheated on me with Tyler. Worst of all, you tried to kill Suzannah. Nothing can ever be the way it was. I don't love you anymore."
"It's your loss, Duncan. In that case, just bring me the crystal."
"And you'll leave Suzannah alone?"
"I promise," Anna said.
"I've heard your promises before, and I don't trust you to keep this one either."
"Then we have a real problem."
"Anna!"
Duncan shouted. "You made your choice, Duncan. I'll see you when you bring me the crystal." She must have left, because I no longer heard their voices in my head. It wasn't long before an agitated Duncan found me. I stood up to greet him, a happy smile playing over my lips, because he had told Anna that he didn't want to be with her. He strode toward me, his eyes blazing with a pale blue fire. I was sure that he was going to kiss me. His hand snaked beneath my hair and slid under the chain at the back of my neck. He pulled it out from beneath my sweater until the crystal was revealed.
"You have it on you. What were you thinking?"
Duncan fumed. "It's the only way to keep it safe," I reasoned.
"Why didn't you tell me that you saw Anna last night?"
"I handled it." My confidence was soaring as I continued to best Anna.
"You can't keep things like that from me. Anna was just here."
"I know. I heard you talking."
"But we were."
He gazed at me with wonder.
"You heard us communicating that way."
"Every word, just like at Caitlin's party and at the play."
"That's remarkable. I didn't even try to reach you."
He came out of his reverie and remembered that he was upset.
"She said something about attacking you again."
I stopped her. "You don't have to worry because I think she knows that she can't beat me. That's why she's trying to get you to bring the crystal to her."
"I do have to worry," he insisted. "She's already tried to kill you twice."
"She failed, and now she failed to change your mind, too. Pretty soon she'll get tired of trying and give up."
"I hope it's that easy."
He looked at his watch.
"Damn, my break is almost over. I'll see you after work."
"Yeah, I have to get back too. See you later." I was in a great mood the rest of the evening. Everything was going well between us, and I felt more confident and sure of myself than I ever had before. I was holding my own against Anna, and that made me feel strong. Duncan noticed my contentment as he drove me home from the mall. He pulled into my driveway and smiled at me. I smiled back and gazed at him, marveling that he had come into my life as a vision in a dream, and then altered my reality when he awakened my hidden abilities. My smile faded as something in his eyes shifted and changed the way he was looking at me. My lips parted as Duncan drew closer to me and kissed me with all the passion I remembered from our previous encounters. My longing for him made me respond with an intensity that I had never known before. Before long, we were both breathless. "Duncan," I gasped. I waited for my breath to steady. "What took you so long?"
I didn't want to get distracted.
"You can distract me anytime." He sucked in a breath and looked away from me.
Suzana,
His voice wasn't quite steady.
we can't forget that we have a very real threat to deal with.
"Yes, the big bad wolf. Well, she's huffed and she's puffed, and she still hasn't blown my house down."
I hope you're right,
he said.
I hope she's finally met her match.
We made plans to hang out tomorrow and said goodnight. I was so high on my kisses with Duncan that I practically floated into the house. My parents invited me to watch TV with them, but I wanted to be alone with all of my lovely, romantic thoughts. When my new cell phone rang, I recognized Anna's number. Briefly, I wondered how she had learned my new phone number, and then I realized that she could find out just about anything she wanted from reading people's minds. "What do you want?" "No time for pleasantries, I see," Anna said. "Since you already know what I want, I'll ask you what you want." "Oh, you're going to bargain with me now? Don't bother offering me money, because the crystal is not for sale." Susanna, she tisked. "I'm not going to pay for my own property, you silly girl. This is the way it works. You take something from me, and I take something from you." I immediately looked and saw that my lightning necklace was still in my jewelry box. It was special to me, and I would have hated to lose it to Anna. "The question is," she continued, "which one is more valuable to you? Whatever it is, you can keep it. I'm not giving up the crystal." "Are you sure about that?" Anna asked. "Very." "Well, I have to say I'm surprised. I guess you're not as good of a friend as Caitlin believed you were." I stood frozen in the grip of ice-cold terror. My lips could barely form the words I forced through them. "What did you do to Caitlin?" "Go and find out. Then decide if the crystal is worth more than the lives of your friends."